Welcome to A Social Disease, a podcast for recapping and relating to Degrassi the Next Class. I'm your host, Jessie Mack.
And I'm Carly Jo Gear, also a host.
This show is not for kids, as we have frank discussions about sex, drugs, and violence. Listener discretion advised.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
It's been like a month or so, I would say. Maybe 3 weeks.
Yes, so I wanted to give a little explanation as to what Jessie and I were going through. So basically we've been gone because my dad kind of suddenly passed away, which is ironic that we are today recording on Father's Day. Hey.
Right.
So it was sudden. He had like an infection and he was older and had dementia, and it wasn't going to be worth it to put him through surgery because there wasn't a guarantee that he'd survive surgery. So he went into hospice, and so I was home in New Hampshire for about 3 weeks, to which, I brought my microphone. Jessie and I were like, we could record, but, depression is a hell of a drug, and just decided not to.
You were very busy. You had a lot to do.
I was busy planning funerals and such. So now, I guess the character I identify most with on Degrassi is Wheels, and he's from Degrassi Junior High. I don't know. You haven't watched it yet, right, Jessie? I gave the DVDs to Beth, but Wheels, both of his parents died in a car accident. And then his character arc was he became a huge asshole. So get ready, y'all. I'm about to be a cunt. Granted, I'm 30 and not 16, so we'll see.
True.
But yes, he was very mean to his grandparents. I don't have any grandparents left either, so.
No, me either. Jesus, we're getting old.
Yeah, we're getting old. I am down 2 parents. Yeah. All 4 grandparents, and an uncle. So if everybody else around me could just keep on surviving, I'd really appreciate that. But yeah, I was like, oh, good, I'm Wheels now, which I always really liked Wheels, but he did become a huge dick, similar to Lala on Vanderpump Rules. But I'm personally not one to use my grief to be an asshole. Right. I'm usually insanely understanding, and so hopefully I shouldn't become an all-out asshole just because of grief. But I think I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna drastically change. But I like to give myself room to change. You know what I mean? Like if I so choose, if I really want to be an asshole. Yeah, because I'll say I was an asshole the other night to Emilio. He doesn't listen to this podcast like a jerk, so I can say whatever I want about him, really. He was upset that I didn't ask him about his trip to Vegas, and I think he was more upset that his other friends didn't ask, and he was like, I know you have things going on, and I was like, yeah, I do. And then I was like, so tell me about Vegas, and he was like, well, I don't want to tell you now. And I was like, then go to bed. And he was like, that's my option. And I was like, either sit here and watch Golden Girls with me or go to bed or tell me about Vegas. And then he just went to bed. So,
yeah, it's definitely been an emotional roller coaster. Like, I personally felt very numb over the whole situation. And then in like the last week or so, I was like, it hit me. And it was not great.
Yeah, I know. And I think, and I was talking to my therapist about it. And I was saying how, I didn't live in the same state as him, and because he was in an assisted living facility, it's like I didn't get daily updates from my sister about him. So the whole thing feels very. It's like I'm depressed, but I'm like, what's the difference in my life right now? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, granted, it's Father's Day, and that sucks, but like, I don't think it's gonna hit me until like Christmas or Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? It's not gonna hit me until it's a major holiday and I have to go home and I'm like, wait, where's Dad?
Right.
Grief is a weird thing, and I think it was best explained on a Twitter feed, which it was like a picture of a box, and inside the box there's a button, and in the box there's also a ball, and the ball is bouncing around, and when you first lose somebody, the box is very small, and so the chances of the ball hitting the grief button, it happens all the time, right? Like, it's constantly in that tiny little box, and it's constantly hitting that button, and you're constantly sad. And like, as the days and weeks and months and years go by, the box gets a little bigger.
Right.
And so the ball hits the grief button less, but every time it hits it, it's like it happened all over again.
Right.
So, what just fell? Oh, sorry. Something fell in my... I think I put a my macaroni and cheese pot precariously in the sink, and it just fell. But yeah, I think that's like... Maybe that was my dad saying hi. I like to be a creep. I think that's the best way of describing grief, is that like it never... That sadness never goes away. It's just like you get triggered less as the years go by, but every time you do get triggered, it's like it just happened. So
Right.
And I weirdly actually had a dream about both my parents last night. Well, I mean, technically it was this afternoon when I woke up at 1 p.m.
Same.
Yeah, but which I thought was interesting because I don't normally... I have very, very, very rarely dreamed about my mom. Like, I could probably... at least not that I remember, you know what I mean? Yeah. I could probably count on one hand in the 11 years since she's passed that I've had a dream about her. And it was weird. Last night I dreamed about both of them. And they were both... It was one of those dreams where it was like they were both still alive, but they were just sitting... They were both sitting in reclining chairs in the family room of my dad's old house. And they were both kind of like just opening their eyes. And it was like, wait... I remember in the dream thinking, like, I thought you died. Are you guys alive again? But you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there, like, trying to blink. Like, but yeah, it was a very interesting dream.
Right.
I'll have to dream journal it later. look into some, I don't know, some websites on what it means.
I don't know what kind of thought process you have, but maybe that's like they're together, type of thing.
Yeah, still doing nothing.
Doing nothing. Sitting on the couch.
Sitting on the couch, rubbing each other's feet, and that's where they want to be. Oh, fuck. I have been playing an obsessive amount of Candy Crush.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, it's been a really good substitute for emotions. So I've just been playing so much Candy Crush that I literally gave myself tendinitis.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, impressive, right? So we can begin now.
All right.
I've gotten that all out of the way. All right, so today we're talking about season 2, episode 4, #BuyMePizza. We open in the bathroom. Zoe is practicing saying "ladies and gentlemen," which is probably the most important part of her audition, obviously.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I know, she is putting emphasis. Ladies.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, literally just putting a different emphasis on each word and seeing which ones feels right, because that's really the important part of the audition, Zoe,
Right.
you dumbass. And she manages to give herself basically like a 3rd-degree burn with her curling iron. Like, it goes straight to like bleeding. I was like, how? Like, that's what made me think it was a wound that was already happened, but like, no, that was a new one. That's like the fucking hottest curling iron in the history of curling irons. Like,
Oh my god.
I just bought a flat iron and it can't even get my hair straight, but she somehow managed to fucking, I don't know, burn her whole entire arm off. To the actual Degrassi 60th anniversary gala host auditions. Giving it her all, but she can't bring herself to act like she's into Winston's super rapey dialogue, ending in a kiss.
It was super creepy.
Oh, it is just, it's like, Winston, why did you, like, come on, dude. You are a better man than this. What the fuck? Yeah, no, let's just, like, force whatever co-host I have to kiss me. Okay.
Not
Creepy. Good. No. But also, I'm, like, really confused because Zoe was literally a paid actor on a hit TV show. Why can't she act like she's into Winston? Like, this shouldn't be a hard thing.
She did it on her soap opera she was on.
Exactly. She was on a soap opera. That's exactly it. So she should be able to do this. Like, I understand that it might be like awkward and weird because she knew Winston had a crush on her, but still, if she's a professional actor, she knows how to do this. Anyway, Zoe thinks she's got it in the bag, but Esme calls her out on not looking like she wants to kiss Winnie the Chew, which is my favorite. It's so cute. If Winston was my boyfriend in real life, I would totally call him Winnie the Chew. I'm like, oh, Winnie the Chew. It's so cute. Anyway, Esme then calls Zoe out for looking at her beautiful itty bitty titties that are literally.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
They know, and they're being contained in a goddamn turtleneck.
Right.
So, what is she talking about? Like, the whole exchange is so weird. It's like, girl, you don't have any cleavage right now, but she like, you got her. She's looking at him in that sweater. I mean, turtleneck. But they are beautiful, aren't they? Oh, Esme.
Yes. So Zoe's just like, Winston has had the hots for me forever. And Esme's like, forever was a long time ago.
I know. Oh my, Esme's zingers. Esme just has the fucking best one-liners. Like I do love Esme Crazy Train. Like she's a real humdinger, you know.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Crazy Train for a while.
No, we haven't. So I'm ready to full steam ahead.
Currently, she's just gay baiting.
Yeah. Oh no, she is. But that's the thing though, is I feel like Esme is the type of girl who probably is a little more fluid in her sexuality.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like
that.
I could definitely see her being bi or pan, because let's just be honest, she's out here giving no fucks.
Yeah.
All right, next we're out front of the school, but to like the right of the school, just facing it, just so we know. Maya approaches Jonah and Grace and tells them that Tristan wants her to mix one of her songs to perform with Peter and his band. He used to go to Degrassi, you know? Like, it's like,
He wants a Degrassi supergroup.
right? For him, like for all those kids at home watching the new class for the first time and had never watched Next Generation, because there's so many people just watching it without having watching Next Generation. They're like, just so you know. So basically, Jonah and Grace are a little like, you mean without your actual band? And then she's like, no, it's a Degrassi Generation supergroup. So then they're like, all right, that's fine. Grace thinks she can get along with a few more people. And my favorite is that Maya thinks everyone is going to go bananas. I was like, okay. So then Boz comes out of fucking nowhere and tells Grace that it takes... She just like walks up to them. Okay. And walks up to Grace and says it takes real courage to dress like you're actively trying to repel male attention. Yes. And then follows it up with that her wardrobe tells everyone, I've got extreme damage.
Oh my God. Who does that? I mean, pickup artists.
So what's so funny about this is that like literally it's perfect that this episode happened, and I hope we can post a picture of my beautiful hair, but I literally dyed my hair after my dad passed away. I like dyed my hair to look very similar to Grace's. Like she was my inspiration. Right. I was like, I really like that blue and black. It looks really good. So I recently dyed my hair, and I'm telling everyone that I'm going through my adult emo phase, and I really am actively trying to wear more black.
Yes. Black on black on black.
Exactly. So like I'm out here, trying to repel male attention while still, fucking when I want. But but really, it's for me. I've had overwhelmingly positive responses to my hair and to wearing more black. So
nice. I mean, they're all different men have different tastes. Like
exactly,
you can find somebody who likes the black on black look. I got someone with a black on black look.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm confused because I feel like you would think Jonah would be into that kind of thing. Like, granted, he's dating Frankie, and in the previous seasons dated the fucking church girl Becky. But like, you would think Jonah would be into that goth look, but for some reason, I guess he's not. But like, yeah, there are totally dudes that are into black on black on black.
Right.
So basically Grace is ready to murder him, and then she turns to get support from her friends. However, Jonah, who's pretty much also wearing black on black on black, tells Grace that her black on black is kind of terrifying. Then Maya backhand compliments her by saying that she thinks it's cool that she doesn't care about looking attracted to guys.
Yikes.
So yeah, really good friends.
And Grace looks good. Like,
that's what I'm saying. She looks cute the way she is. Like, I don't understand. I really don't get what the fuck they're talking about.
No.
It really doesn't make any sense.
Her like attitude is what is more, repels people, like
exactly.
Because she's not only like dresses tough, but she acts tough.
Exactly. Yeah.
I doubt she's that tough.
No, I mean she's dying.
Yeah.
No. Also, because then Maya also follows it up with, like, on the positive side, she's always ready for a funeral. So I forgot, like, I was in over here screaming, like, don't you know that Grace is, like, low-key dying? But, like, I don't think Maya does yet, right? Maya doesn't know yet.
Yeah, isn't it just Zoe?
Zoe is the only one that knows.
Okay.
So yeah, but for her to say that on top of everything, it's like, wow, y'all are really fucking stabbing your friend and turning the knife.
Oh.
After that exchange, Grace looks wistfully at Zig.
Glances back at her. Right.
Then we pan over to the left side of the Degrassi stoop because they're just on opposite sides of the front. Here, Frankie's not racist. She's just white. Like, this is the thing, is like, that's probably the wokest thing that Lola could say, and it's not very woke.
No.
It is a really good line. Now she just wants Tiny to eat the pizza and apparently stop talking about how racist Frankie is. Like, shut up, Tiny. She's just white.
Put this in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Zig is swiping on Tinder, and I love how it sounds like Tinder, but it's actually spelt like Grinder because it's Tinder with it's not ER at the end. It's just R.
Right.
When he comes across Lola, who has no shame, and she says that she loves that picture of her. Tiny is understandably shocked and confused, but Lola says that she only uses the app to flirt with guys until they buy her pizza. Zig asks Tiny how it feels to have another dude's pizza in his mouth, which prompts Tiny to spit the pizza out because he's not gay, okay? Everybody know he's not gay. He doesn't like other people's pizza in his mouth or the dude's pizza. This? Yeah, exactly. Tiny insists that pizza isn't just pizza to guys, but Lola doesn't think it's a big deal. Tiny storms off.
Pizza is never just pizza. That is some old school wisdom right there.
My grandfather always used to say, pizza isn't just pizza to guys. If they, you know what I mean? Foreshadowing. If they're going to give you pizza, they're going to want a pizza that booty. And that's what we've learned.
Oh,
Isn't that what we've learned, Lola? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways. Next, we're in class with Zoe and Tristan, and Zoe asked Tristan what he knows about Esme because she was messing her at the audition. I think, like, that's the way she says it, literally. Like, it's kind of flirty, because she clearly wants to fuck Esme. Like, let's be honest. She then asked Tristan, "You believe I want to kiss guys, right?" To which Tristan is like, "Lols, no." Zoe insists that she only liked Grace because she thought she liked her back. Okay, Zoe. She then receives the email that she is not getting a callback. Double whammy.
Oh.
This is the thing, is that, like, Tristan, I feel like he is the kind of friend that would blow smoke up your ass. Mm-hmm. However, because it has to do with, like, her being closeted, he's, like, not having it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we've discussed before, I don't think Tristan is a good friend either.
No. Although I liked him a lot in this episode, actually.
No, I did too. But, I mean, obviously, he's going to stand his ground on, you know, being in the LGBTQ community. Mm. I feel like that makes sense. But, happy Pride, y'all. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. A couple cool
last time we recorded, it was May. So, woo, Pride. Are you going to go to just Brattleboro to any Pride events?
I'm not sure. I got to look into it. I was considering going to protest the straight pride parade in August.
Oh, at the end of August. Yeah.
A couple of my friends want to.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be way more protesters than actual people.
Oh, yeah. Last time so it's in Boston, right? Mm-hmm. Last time, and I think it's by the same group who did the free speech rally. And I went to that protest, and it was just, the entire common was, and the common in Boston is huge. Yeah. It was just filled with protesters, and there was just like 10 people sat on a gazebo in the middle of it with police and gates and all this stuff around it, funny that they needed a safe space.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
And it was peaceful, and it was totally peaceful until like I think cops got some people riled up with with the cops' behavior, but I didn't see anything. You know, everybody was peaceful that I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm expecting the same thing.
Right, exactly. Because, you know, that's the thing. Like, I have to say, like, I am fully aware that companies 1000% only do like a bunch of gay pride advertising because they want to make money. But like, I think it is also good to note that realizing that there's money in gay pride, meaning there's more people in America actively for gay pride than against it. Because you're saying if you're siding with money, well, then that means that the majority of consumers are pro pride than against it, at least.
Right. Yeah, it's not going to deter them from buying the products.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, certainly I'm sure there are people out there like who see it still and are like, "Oh, I can't buy this product anymore."
Oh yeah. Everybody's Aunt Kathy.
But it's not like Aunt Kathy.
Who's on the internet. You know what I mean? Being like, I'm not going to use Colgate toothpaste. Been using Colgate for the last 30 years of my life, but I'm not going to use Colgate anymore. And you're like, okay, fucking see you later, Aunt Kathy. You know, Emilio, he's like, I want to go to Straight Pride to find a husband.
Oh my God.
He loves a Boston accent.
So one of my friends, Aggie, said the other day, was talking about one of their non-binary friends, and they go, they're in a cis pool right now. And I was loving it.
Oh, that's good. I almost choked my water. Oh yeah, our Pride Parade is I will be at a party at my friend Aaron and Cisco's house because their apartment is like right above the root, and so we'll get to watch it out the windows, which is so much nicer than being outside and in the elements. And yeah, because I've never, the only time I did Pride Parade in actual Boys Town, which is like our neighborhood, or one of them, we actually have a couple. I was like in somebody's apartment, so I was able to see what was going on. Because like if I was in the actual like in the trenches of the Pride Parade at 5 feet tall, I wouldn't be able to see anything. You know, I'd be like, I think there's people marching, I can't tell.
Right.
So it'll be very nice to watch it from a window. And I always cry. Like I just, yeah, it's the moment once I hit drunkenness, I'm just like, oh my God, I love everybody. So that'll be cute. Can't wait. So now we're at volleyball practice, and Lola is looking extremely defeated, lying on the floor. And she asks Goldie and Shay if she should delete certain apps just because the person you're dating wants you to. Because she's so incredibly vague about the situation, of course, president of the feminist club and newly woke Shay say no. Until they realize that it's Tinder. Shay wants to know why she needs a dating app when she's already dating someone. Like, I mean, come on. Shay is literally like, you stole this man from me and you are out here fucking swiping on dudes.
Right.
Like, what the fuck, Lola? It's like you are drowning in dicks right now and you're looking for more. What are you doing? Lola reveals that she's secretly insecure about losing Tiny, so she wants to make sure that she knows that other guys are out there. Shay and Goldie agree with Tiny, which prompts Lola to mic drop, maybe I should only ask girls that have actually been in a relationship.
Ooh.
Bitch. Oh my God. Like, why are people friends with Lola? Why?
I don't know. I used to be kind of a Lola, though. I always had one foot out the door in relationships. I don't really know why, but I always did until my recent relationship. And now I can't think of any other guy I'd ever want to be with. So it's kind of weird. I feel like I spent most of my life like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
is Johnny listening? Happy Father's Day,
No,
Johnny, to your kitty.
I very much doubt he listens to this. I've never asked.
Oh my God. Wait, you've never asked him to listen?
No.
I know he doesn't watch Degrassi, but he'd probably still think it was funny.
Yeah. I just don't like directly ask people to listen. I'm like, I don't want to get denied.
Yeah. Maybe that's why you've always had one foot out the door of your relationships, Jesse, because you're afraid of denial. Yeah, I think I'm the exact opposite where, like, I mean, not that I haven't been like that for the past 3 years that I've been single, but I feel like I honest to God, I like fall in love with dudes within 2 weeks, and then I chill out. Like, but for 2 weeks, I am like, oh my God, I'm obsessed, and then those 2 weeks happen, and I'm like, oh okay, yeah, I'm actually okay, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm
I definitely catch feelings way too fast too. So, but then they wouldn't. I don't know. They'd be strong feelings, but just never strong enough for me to like not check out other guys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but if I was in an actual relationship, which she literally is, I definitely wouldn't be on Tinder. Like I've had Tinder for, 3 years that I've been single, and I've never deleted it because again, I get so frustrated when it's like you're coming across the same people over and over and over again because they've deleted the app and then come back, and it's like, why don't you just keep it and not use it?
Right.
Like, what are you know what I mean? What is the big deal? Because I don't want to I've already done all the work swiping. I don't want to have to delete and then go back and swipe through a bunch of dudes that I already swiped through. Because then inevitably, I know that this happened to my friend Marianne, where she has deleted and then she comes back and then she ends up matching with some dude and she's like, oh fuck, I already slept with him. And it's like, yeah, if you just didn't delete it in the first place and just ignored it, then you wouldn't be having this problem.
Right.
Jeez. So now we're in the hallway and Zoe approaches Winston demanding that he tell her why she didn't get a call back. She then insults him by saying that his jokes that he wrote were not even funny. And that they obviously have chemistry because he's wanted a piece of her action since day one. Again, very professional, Zoe. It's like, maybe that's why you aren't a working actor anymore because you do that to like every director who doesn't give you a part. Is that what it is?
Didn't she go back like in not Next Class but Next Generation? I feel like she might have done something like this already, like gone and demanded a role.
Oh, probably. I think so. Yeah, that's her problem is that like she really needs. I mean, she obviously doesn't have a publicist or anything in this Degrassi venue. I don't know.
I mean, she seemed to have mostly given up on acting. Like she barely does it.
Yeah, but she's really invested in doing it on a school level, like to the point where she's like about ready to murder people. She doesn't get the part she wants, but like she's not going to do it professionally. I don't know. But yeah, really, she just needs a coach to be like, hey, you can't do that. That's not how getting parts works.
Apparently she can.
I mean, well, this let's be real, Jesse, this way didn't work. Her next choice works. This choice didn't work. However, she shouldn't do what she did with Winston with adult directors. That would be bad. Anyways, Winston tells her that Esme is magnetic on stage because she sold the sexual tension bit that Zoe didn't. Yeah. And isn't it really funny that like Winston is all like, Esme is just amazing. Like, after what he saw Esme do to Miles.
Oh yeah, true.
And yet
I didn't
Winston,
even think about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Winston knows Esme is fucking bonkers Looney Tunes. Mm-hmm. And yet he's like, sorry, she just pops on stage.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't think about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's weird, like, to write, direct, and act in your own, story and choose who you're gonna like have this awkward sexual tension bit with, like,
yeah,
it's weird to me.
That's a good point. Like, oh, I didn't think about, like, man, okay, damn it, Winston,
it's just creepy.
It is like
there's a lot of incel action going on this episode.
Yeah, like he really did use this as a means to get a kiss from somebody, and it was like, yeah. Winston, you don't gotta do it like that. But I also think, again, it's also an episode of bad continuity because I think that Winston would have not wanted to work with Esme based on what she did to Miles. Like, before being honest.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, I guess a kiss is a kiss. And that's all that's important to Winston because he apparently is desperate. So we're into the bathroom, and Grace is having an existential crisis about wearing all black. Maya immediately wonders if she's worrying about a guy, but Grace is deeper than that. Is she missing out on things because people are judging her? Grace, who never cared about what people thought in the past, is suddenly all consumed with how she is viewed. But then Maya goes on to say, but at the end of the day, you're happy with who you are, right, Grace? She half-heartedly agrees.
She's just kind of like,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Once again, like, well, it sucks because, you know, like, we know as an audience that the reason why Grace is really upset is because she's wondering if her appearance is pushing people away, and she's not going to have anybody around when she dies. Like,
right.
I think that's what Grace is really worried about. It's not that she doesn't like wearing all black. She's just like, oh my God, what if I end up alone when I die? But obviously,
yeah. But she does have, like, her core group of friends likes her for who she is. So,
right.
You know, trying to impress other people with, you know, if that's what she likes, that's her style, trying to change that for other people seems kind of like she doesn't really have to, because she does have this group of friends.
Right. Yeah, no, it doesn't really... It's just, this episode is odd for Grace, in my opinion, because it's like, she's always been so sure of herself, and she does have a core group of friends, and she is, like, you know, she even says in the beginning of the episode, like, oh, I guess I can learn to get along with a few more people. It's like, she clearly isn't into having a lot of people around her, which is fine. So it's weird that Boz really, like, fucked her up.
I do that mostly, like, very dark clothes, if not all black. I've had black hair for over 10 years.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's like as long as I can remember.
You know, and I do think, like, personally, I like to dress like Grace. I like to dress kind of like tougher than I actually am, if that makes sense. Like a leather jacket and all the black and all that stuff. But for me, I don't think it's to push people away. Like, I think it's more to find my people, because that's, you know, I generally get along with people who are more like punk or, you know, that kind of style and that kind of, like, interest. So, you know, it's, and the people who actually like me, like, wouldn't care about how I dress. So, but, you know, I also like to wear, like, a nice dress, like a cute dress every once in a while. But for the most part, it's just, like, that kind of tough look.
Usually when I show up wearing a cute dress and we're like, we're going to go out in Brattleboro, Vermont in cute dresses. And we're like, literally, we look as if we're going to a ball compared to everyone else.
Yeah, then we go to Arkham and it's like ridiculous, which is a super divey bar in my town.
I don't think anybody showered here in months.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. People do not shower that often in Brattleboro. That's for sure.
Yeah, when I did dye my hair, and the hairstylist was like, so I know this is hard for a lot of people, but, like, it's really better if you don't wash it all that often. And I was like, oh, don't worry, I never shower. It's fine. And, like, that was so funny about the picture that my friend Marianne posted me on Facebook the other day. And Bethany was like, oh my God, your hair still looks so good. And I was like, because I never wash it. Oh yeah, that dye's gonna stay there forever.
I mean, it's technically good to not wash your hair that much.
Right,
like,
right. The oils
retains
are good
the
for
oils. But, like, and also if you, like, shower less, your body tends to, like, compensate for that and, like, give you less grease and stuff like that.
Oh.
It's supposed to, anyways. I don't know. I have bangs and they get greasy, but everything else stays.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way, that, like, the top of my head never really looks that greasy. It's always my bangs that look the greasiest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But no, that's true. Okay, as we think back to, like, Grace's, like, beginning entry into Degrassi, she was in, like, the Misfits Club, essentially, like, the kids with problematic behavior, which is interesting because, again, they never really go into, like, what Grace did as, like, a bad kid, besides, like, maybe she was, like, a hacker or something. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I remember her hacking in, like, couple hacking storylines.
Yeah, so I think that was her thing. But really, when we first met her, Zig, and Tiny were all kind of, like, goth. You know? Do you remember that? So, at the time, they all, like, the people she did hang out with were all dressed like that. Now, of course, Maya, but that was because Maya got put into the naughty kids room. And she was very concerned as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed little straight edge. She's like, what's going on? All right. So next we're in a classroom with just Esme. She is studying for a test, and Zoe enters demanding that Esme show her how she auditioned, slamming the book closed that Esme is studying from. So again, I'm just going to say, I believe that you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Zoe is never taking that approach. They go back and forth with Winston's creepy lines until Zoe gives Esme a real kiss. Esme admits that if Zoe had just kissed Winston like she was kissing Esme, she would have gotten that part for sure. Zoe's panties can be heard hitting the floor as everyone in Esme's class is waiting by the door watching the hot lesbo action. Boz in the front, most likely living...
Always.
Oh, and yes. Boz in the front, most likely living in Boner City. I would imagine, because he's just like, huh? What's going on? Oh, it's also funny that those kids all entered silently. Mm-hmm. Or maybe
they always do. They always turn around to a huge group of people.
I'm like, when do kids ever enter silently? But okay, man, Esme, that little fucking cock tease.
Yeah, she's totally baiting her with this. Like, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And again, that's why I think at the end of the day, Esme probably does think that Zoe is attractive. Mm-hmm. She just probably thinks she's a bitch. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't date her. But also, she can't, like, Zoe doesn't have anything to give her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, like, maybe if Zoe was still on a TV show, Esme might be like, oh, I'll date you. Right. You know what I mean? But I, yeah. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm making up fucking plot lines for Degrassi right now. That would be a good one though.
Yeah.
If Zoe was back on a TV show and Esme like dated her in order to, that would be a great fucking plot line. let's start like contact all the actors. And we'll make that episode happen, and then we'll sell it back to...
Just write some fan fiction.
Fanfic. Oh, I thought only, like, creepy people did that. Because then I'm going to write myself into it as a 30-year-old in fucking Degrassi, where I'm the teacher.
Yeah, you're the theater teacher.
I'm the theater teacher, and I end up having an affair with Winston.
Oh, God.
Or I call him Winnie the Chew.
Oh my God, I would love to have bonus episodes where we read Degrassi fan fiction. That would be hilarious.
God, we should do that. Oh my God, wait, no, this is the episode. It's me as the theater teacher, and I've baited Winnie the Chew, and we're keeping in mind that these actors are of age. Yes. They are not okay. So before I get the police called on me, I'm just envisioning. It's like we kiss, and then I'm like, Winnie the Chew, you know what I want you to call me? And he's like, do I have to? And I'm like, you know. And he's like, Piglet. And I'm like, yes.
All right. That's your fan fiction. That's your
I know, right?
Speak your truth.
Yes, call me Piglet. Oh yes. Anyways, because that's probably what we'd be called as our power couple name would be Winnie the Chew and Piglet. Anyways, okay. I guess I've already begun writing fan fiction, so I'm a creep. My bad. All right, so now we're in the hallway, and Grace approaches Zig and Tiny in a hot pink dress, looking cute as fuck, but very uncomfortable. She's trying to act natural, but the boys are confused about her look, which prompts Grace to tell them to go to hell. I'm like, maybe your words are what is pushing people away more than your clothing, girl.
Right.
Zig chases after her and apologizes, even though he's probably not sure what he's apologizing for, but he's well trained by Maya. They establish that it's been a while since they've actually talked because of the cheating, but Zig says that if that look is the new Grace, that's cool with him, but the old Grace was awesome too. Oh. Grace admits that she's mad that she's caring what other people think, and she gets close to realizing that she's ultimately worried that she will have pushed everyone away and it will be too late. So it was like she almost told Zig, I'm dying. Like she almost did, but then she cut herself off. Zig tells Grace that she always does her own thing, and that's what he loves about her. This is exactly what Grace needed to hear, and now they can be friends again.
And I think that was sweet that he's, reassuring her that he likes her the way she is. And,
Yeah.
Which is also, she has a crush on him. So
That's what I'm saying.
she
Like,
likes that too.
what's so fascinating about this is that she alluded that she had a crush on Zig. But, like, other than that, even in the Degrassi Next Generation, they never had a plot line alluding to her having a crush on Zig. So, like, this is the first time. But I think that also it goes to show you how much she ignores it and doesn't put any stock into it, you know? But yeah, this definitely is like, oh, she legit has a crush on Zig.
Yeah, at one point she puts her head on his shoulder, and then she's like, oh, and, like, snaps out of it.
Yeah. We're like, girl, get it. Get that boy. Get them arms.
But yeah, she's ready for some revenge, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. And what did she say? Nothing I can't handle. Or no one I can't handle, or whatever. Anyways. So skipping ahead to, I'm assuming is the school principal's the school president's office.
Yeah.
Zoe can't believe she kissed Esme, to which Tristan is like, LOL, I can. Zoe then declares that anyone can turn anyone on, and she uses all of her acting power that she should have used on Winston to try to seduce Tristan. And again,
so gross.
I
hated it.
That's the thing is, like, so clearly, Zoe, you can act, and you know how to do this.
Right.
You can try to seduce Tristan. But you can't try to seduce Winston. Okay. Anyways, again, Tristan is like, LOL, no. Zoe then spews a bunch of stereotypical reasons about why she can't be a lesbian because, she's always pictured her life with long hair. And Tristan tries to convince her that she can have all those things and be happy. But she says that she doesn't want to be like Tristan. She wants to be normal. Oof. Or Norma, as I accidentally typed it first. She wants to be Norma. Tristan is done with her closeted sexuality and homophobia. Bye, bitch. The breakup we've all been waiting for. Zoe lays down on the couch hard and somehow irritates her curling iron burn. Foreshadowing.
So I thought this was interesting. An interesting use of self-harm because it's like not the typical cutting yourself that they show on TV a lot. Like it kind of shows a different form of it. Like just poking at a wound is actually like something a lot like people do, or pick at their wounds and keep them open. There's definitely so many ways to self-harm. I'm glad they're showing like a slightly different angle. I don't know like where it goes from here and like if she keeps doing this type of self-harm or cuts or not. I can't remember, but
yeah, probably because they already did the quote unquote stereotypical cutting.
Right.
Like what we think of as like the main, like when we think of self-harm, I think that's what most people think of. So since that's already been a plot line on Degrassi, they had to mix it up.
Which is good.
Exactly. All right, so now we're in the hallway hangout place, like one of the 75 hallway hangout places. And Lola comes up to Frankie and grabs her phone out of her hand to search for Tinder. And Frankie's like, what the fuck? Are we friends? And Lola, who we all know was never woke, tells Frankie that she's not going to stop talking to her just because she's a little bit racist. Because really, truly, Lola, yeah, you're a little bit racist too.
Right.
Because I would assume, I don't think Shay's talked to Frankie since.
Yeah, I doubt it. It seemed like they were on the outs.
At the end of the day, if everything had blown over, Shay would still be mad at Frankie, but Lola would be like, oh, it's fine. You can play on the team. I'll be friends with you.
Right.
Oh, that's what I said. Truly, Lola's life motto is, I'm not going to stop talking to you just because you're a little bit racist. That is 1000% who Lola is as a person. Lola's confused that Frankie deleted Tinder on her own accord and not because Jonah forced her to. Frankie can't imagine being with anyone else, while Lola is just waiting for Tiny to dump her at any moment. And he should, because she sucks. That's just my opinion. Anyways. After realizing that Tiny is literally within earshot of the whole
my
conversation, she decides to break up with him via text. Also, did you note the last thing that he had sent to her was "Thank you, my Lola Colada," a little drink emoji.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Anyways, Tiny loves a nickname. We already know that. Tiny is pissed. He then also realizes that Lola is right fucking next to him, and he confronts her. I thought that was so funny. It was like, she sees him and she's like, perfect, he's right there, let me text him.
Right.
And then he like stands up, looks around, and was like, whoa, she's right there. Really? This is what you're gonna do? It's like, did you just noticed?
Yeah.
You just noticed. You didn't hear your girlfriend's, like, you know, when you're if you're that close to somebody you know, and you heard their voice, you'd be
Right.
like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
But no, he was very all consumed apparently, doing whatever he was doing, and Lola was really good at whispering, I guess. So,
But like, I feel like you text your breakup to avoid the confrontation. She did not avoid that confrontation.
No,
That was
exactly.
pointless.
And I love that she sent it and was like 3, 2, 1. Well, that's what that was. His he had that like that clown horn noise for his. I'm like, oh, I hate that one. The guy that I'm dating has that fucking thing. I'm like, oh, why did it always be? I'm like,
Oh no.
yeah, it's not cute. Anyways, yeah. So I guess what I'm confused about is that I thought they never showed them making up, like. But apparently, at the end of the day, Tiny was like, you know what? It's fine. You have Tinder, and it's okay. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
clearly they'd been texting, and it was cute, and like he was shocked that she broke up with him.
Right.
So that was the weird thing about it, is that he apparently, after the aftermath of it, was like, it's fine. You can have Tinder. It's
Right.
fine. So next we're in like another hangout spot
They
that I
have
was trying
so
to
many
figure.
lounges.
Yeah, so they were at a table in this hangout spot, but like the background window shows like the inside of the cafeteria, I think. So I don't know. Anyways, so apparently you can watch the lunch ladies cook. I'm not sure. Maybe that's so when the kids get cafeteria duty as a punishment, you can like watch them through the window and laugh. I don't know. So Tristan is sitting and studying at one of these other lounge areas. I'm not Tristan, sorry. Miles is sitting in one of these lounge areas studying. And Zoe comes up looking for Tristan. But Miles doesn't know where he is. But he does know that Tristan is angry at her. He tells Zoe that he used to care what everyone thought of him. But if you care too much about what people think, you end up hurting yourself. Zoe pulls her sleeve down to cover the burn that she isn't even showing. Which I thought was so very similar to when Esme, like, you know, was pretending like she tried to kill herself. And it was like, what? So Miles, you're not going to notice that Zoe pulled her sleeve down? You're not going to notice that, but you
Right.
noticed when Esme had her bandages? Come on now. But yeah, I was like, Zoe's burn is like literally on her upper wrist, and like it wasn't even showing, but she was like, let me cover this. Let me cover this. Zoe can't rely on people liking her for her because no one likes her for her. But let's be, because she's not a very nice person.
Not.
But she's wrong, though, because Winston really likes her. But he didn't give her a call back because he thought it would be too weird working with her. Because it wouldn't be weird working with Esme, apparently. Anyways. Winston only likes Zoe because she looks exactly the same as Frankie. And that's in my opinion. Because they're the same person, according to me. So that's what I think. I think because Zoe is Frankie's twin. That's why he likes her. Anyways.
So, you know, like I was saying earlier, you know, Miles is surrounded by people who love him the way he is. And like with Grace, that's kind of like what she doesn't realize she has. But yeah, it's good advice. That's kind of like an overall theme on here is like, be who you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. So, next we're at the picnic tables outside of the school because no one has classes today. Not a
Never.
damn single person. Like, Esme almost had a class. The bell rang. She was studying. There was no teacher in that room, but they had a class in there. Anyways, Lola is already swiping away on Tinder, and she found a replacement for Tiny that looks exactly like him, but with a red streak mohawk. I'm calling him Red Tiny. He wants to grab a burger, but gross. Lola doesn't get burgers with guys. She gets pizza from guys. However, this guy is like 99% of the guys on real Tinder and asks for a pizza that booty. Lola is feeling like she made a huge mistake.
Yeah, I think she did.
Oh yeah, she's fucking dumb. And it's funny because I mean, really, I think if Tiny was on Tinder, he would be saying shit like that.
Yeah.
Can I get a pizza that like, you know what I mean? Like although weirdly in season 2, he's been a lot more like, I think it has to be in juxtaposed to Lola being a fucking idiot because Tiny has been consistently offering bad advice to Zig.
Right.
You know, so it was like almost as if once he got with Lola, the writers were like, well, we can't have them both be fucking stupid.
I don't know. Tiny's gone back and forth from like a good guy to a bad guy. Well, not like a bad guy, but like a guy with really bad takes on things.
A guy with really bad advice.
Yeah.
But yeah, now like so far all of season 2, he's been very level-headed. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like Lola, honey. This shouldn't be. If you've been on Tinder, that shouldn't be the first dude who was like, "Can I get a pizza that booty?" Like,
Right.
Dudes have been like that. So I don't know. But it was also funny because she like when he was like, "Let's get a burger," she's like, "Can't have school."
Right? Doesn't he have
Send me
school?
pizza. That's what I'm saying. Like he goes to a school across town. Doesn't he have school?
I mean,
yeah.
technically,
I'm like,
she doesn't have school either because she's in the
outside.
lounge outside, not going to class. Like,
Yeah, she hasn't been to class once. They're always outside, anyways. But yeah, apparently that guy was already gonna skip. So whatevs. We're back in the hallway. Grace now has a black sweatshirt over her pink dress, and she approaches Boz with a boo. She then insults him as hard and as fast as when he approached her in the first place. He admits that he was negging her, which was advised by the book he is reading, The Pursuit. So I couldn't find that book online. Is that? I know
they might have just like made one up.
Okay, because I was gonna say like I know that there is definitely books with.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Oh, The Game. That's the big one.
That's probably what this was. Yeah. This is probably what it was. So I wrote down the definition for negging.
Yeah.
It is an act of emotional manipulation whereby a person makes a deliberate backhanded compliment or otherwise flirtatious remark to another person to undermine their confidence and increase their need of the manipulator's approval.
Ugh.
Which, in my opinion, is kind of what Maya.
That's what I was gonna say. Maya was negging her too.
Yeah. So, good job, friends.
Yeah, negging is the worst.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I remember there was the TV show. What was the TV show?
Yeah, the pickup artist.
That's what it was called. Okay.
Yeah. And where Mystery wears stupid hats and teaches nerds how to land women.
Oh my god, I need to. You think that's on or anything? I'd actually really love to
I
watch
hope
that.
so. I'd love to watch it.
Because that's the thing is like that guy was fucking weird as shit looking.
Oh,
How is
yeah.
he getting mad pussy? I don't understand. Like this doesn't make any sense.
Jesus. I know. If a dude with a giant like feather hat came up and started insulting me, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
You're already
pickup artist.
aren't a catch with that stupid hat.
Right? Like even if you were attractive, like oh my god.
It's like worse than a fedora.
Yeah. Oy. So anyway, she gets in Boz's face and she tells him that if he likes a girl, he should talk to her like a human person. He then runs off and she throws the book at him. Zig is impressed as he happens to be walking by, and everyone becomes very uncomfortable that the three of them are all standing next to each other. Like at the end of that scene, they're all like, oh. Lola is trying to talk to Tiny, but he zings her with, just text me. I was like, good on you, Tiny. She tries to prove to Tiny that he is more important than any app by deleting Tinder. Lola gets as deep as a one-on-one on The Bachelor and admits that ever since her mom left, she's been afraid of people leaving her. So that's why she had Tinder. They kiss and make up, right as Red Tiny Anton shows up and tells Lola all Tinder girls are the same. Tiny tells him he should go. He hands Lola the pizza and she like totally like, like, you notice that? Yeah. He like hands her the picture, a pizza, and she's like, anyways, and then begins beating the shit out of Tiny. clearly this homeboy has real issues. A teacher breaks up the fight while also looking like, whoa, there's two tinies. Like, that's literally what she's like, whoa. And Red Tiny runs off but not before making some like weird hand gestures.
Yes, that was my favorite part.
It looks like he wants to like flip them off, but he can't because it's a kid's show. So he's just like, hands. I don't know. And Tiny is sent to the office. But also before I noticed the continuity error, I noticed that it's weird because there's two boys of color in the background, right? One in the gray shirt, and then there's his little friend next to him, and then the principal is all like, they're like, oh my God, what just happened? And then like another random white teacher is like, you're coming with me. And I was like, wait a minute, because like I remember the character arc for Tiny and Lola and anything, but I'm like, wait, why are those kids being punished? Why are those kids in the background being punished? And I mean, I'm assuming it's because the kid in the gray shirt teleported, but
I didn't notice that they were. So the teacher went up and got them in trouble.
Yeah, like it's like the same time that I know I rewatched the scene again and again because I was watching the hand gestures, to be honest. I was like, I love these hand gestures. So that's what I kept Yeah, that's what I kept rewatching. But that's when I noticed first it was, I'm like, wait a minute. First I noticed, I was like, wait a minute, why is there's a teacher in the background who's like trying to get the two kids of color like to the print, like, you know, who's like, girl, get inside. Like that's what it looks like he's doing. Because the kid in the gray shirt's like, huh? Mm-hmm. But like, so that was my first thought, was like, racist? Why is he escorting those two kids to the principal's office? What's going on? But then I was like, oh my God, gray shirt kid. He's in both. He's somehow there and there at the same time. Oh my God. Anyways, it was that's why I wrote like fucking half a page, because I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I love this part.
I know. And it was all because of the hand gestures. All because of
the hand gestures. Just
Red
so
Tiny.
Good.
They were so good. And it was like, ooh, I can't flip you off. We're on my kids show. So I guess it's after school now,
Yeah.
unless they're having callbacks into school hours. I don't know. Nobody ever leaves the school either. We're back in the school gym, and Winston is confused as to why Zoe is crashing the callbacks that have already ended. She tries to beat around the bush at first, but then confronts Winston's actual crush on her. Winston spouts off a few superficial reasons as to why he likes her, similarly to why he likes Frankie, to be honest. He's like, you have pretty hair. And then Zoe kisses him because they both like each other. Right. Winston asks if she's his girlfriend now. And man, I wish it was that easy in real life, you know? But Zoe is like, yeah. And then looks wistfully away as they hug. Because, girl, you done goofed.
Yeah, that's a lot just to get a part in a really shitty variety show.
Oh my God. I know. And it's like, I think on Zoe's part, I don't think she realized that, that would end in boyfriend-girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Like, I think she thought she was going to walk in there and she's like, all right, I'm going to kiss him because he likes me. And so therefore, you know, I can like boys. If he likes me, I can like, you know what I mean? Like, I think she was going in there trying to convince herself that she can like boys. Mm-hmm. But then what was so funny about it is because then he was like, so we're boyfriend and girlfriend now? And she was like, oh, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and truthfully, it would have been totally reasonable to be like, you know, I just want to take things slow. Like, that would have been totally reasonable. But yeah, to just go full force ahead, like, yeah, I guess so. It's like, well, you done goofed, Zoe.
Yikes.
You done goofed. So now we're outside the principal's office, and Lola is anxiously waiting for Tiny outside. He's being suspended for fighting. 0 tolerance. But don't worry, baby. Lola will fix this.
That's a pretty quick scene.
Yeah, because Lola does start to become woke Lola in the next few episodes, but we have not gotten there yet. She's finally realizing that.
But yeah, no one cared that he just got punched in the face and was defending himself. Like,
no, exactly.
It wasn't even a kid who went to the school.
That's what I'm saying. That was the problem, is that like there was no. It was just 0 tolerance. So I think a lot of schools do have is 0 tolerance, and it's like, but that's not fair.
Right.
That's not fair because he literally was sucker punched.
Right.
Yeah.
Just defending himself, but apparently that doesn't matter.
So we're in the student council office again. I don't know. It's like Tristan has his own private office, but then there's like a student council room. Like, I don't know. Anyways, Esme enters the student council office, making it seem like Winston offered her the part first, but then gave it to Zoe without telling Esme. Like, isn't that what it seemed like? Like, Esme came in kind of like, I'm here for rehearsals, and he was like, oh, shit, should have told you. Ugh. So he then reveals that Esme didn't actually get the part. Zoe thanks Esme for all the advice. Wink. Winston runs to grab his script while Tristan is like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck? Zoe, you little slut. Tristan challenges her and Winston as a couple, but Zoe insists that she is going to be the person that she wants to be and that Winston likes the very best version of her, which is what will make her happy. Whatever the fuck that means.
The best version of her, which isn't gay.
Exactly. Because that was funny. Like, that's so what Miles told her was like, Miles, who is bisexual, was like, be whoever you want to be. And she's like, perfect. I want to be straight. Right. So I'm going to be straight.
Oh.
Lordy. Winston comes back with a brilliant plan of Degrassi cheerleaders, a retrospective. Again, whatever the fuck that means. I'm like, I don't know how you come up with that plan. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, what is the story there?
I don't know. I have no idea. But they're like, oh, it's awesome. Anyways, Esme walks her sexy ass past the student council room as Zoe watches and starts flicking her curling iron burn a la Ellie Nash. The episode ends on a sad girl song.
So I said theme-wise was mostly being true to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, mine was like hiding your most authentic self. So like, essentially we wrote the same thing, just one as a positive, one as a negative. I don't know.
So yeah, Grace isn't being true to herself with this hot pink nightmare she comes to school in.
I thought that dress was cute. She looked cute.
I didn't think it looked right.
I mean,
I don't know. I think had she paired it with like a nice leather jacket, I think it would have looked better. Yeah. But just by itself, it was too much in my opinion.
She could have definitely, she could have rocked it. She could have rocked it in a way that was her, like a combination of who she thinks she like maybe wants to be versus who she is. Yeah.
Zoe will not admit that she's a lesbian to the point where now she's dating someone she's not even attracted to. And I guess I don't know how Lola really fits into there. Like, she thinks she's being true to herself by keeping Tinder, but it's really just because of her mother that she's keeping Tinder.
Yeah, I think that's why I was like, I mean, she's hiding that she's afraid. Like, basically, true Lola is insecure. Essentially, and she's hiding that she is like she's not being her most authentic self, which is showing tiny flaws and all. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I think the idea that when you're first dating somebody, I think everyone, you know, myself included, we're all trying to be perfect, right? You know what I mean? We're not trying to like, look, I don't fart in my sleep. Nope, definitely don't do that. But then once you like get down to being with somebody for a while, then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a fucking mess. Right? We're all a fucking mess. Like I've joked with my friends that like basically all dating is trying to hide your crazy, like until you get to a certain point, and then you can let a little bit of your crazy out. You know what I mean? Like you cannot let the crazy out too soon.
Yeah. Yeah,
because we're all crazy. We 100 everyone we're all crazy. We all have our weird quirks and everything. But it's a matter of like not showing too much too soon.
Yeah,
you gotta
not
hook
being
'em first.
like us, where you're just like immediately like, oh,
I know
this guy's perfect for me. Like,
oh my god, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to show that very much.
I know, it sucks because sometimes, like, I'll be on a first date and I'm not trying to let the crazy out. But, like, you know, just things that come up, things that just come up because they come up. People will be like, oh, like, where do your parents live? I'm like, they don't live. Oh my god, wait. I remember I don't think I've mentioned this. I was dating a guy a while back. I think we'd been on like 3 dates or something like that. And I had said something like, I I was talking about, I said one of my moms. And I mean, when I say one of my moms, I mean, because I babysit. So, like, one of the moms I babysit for, but I often just say one of my moms. So I was like, one of my moms did this. And he was like, what do you mean one of your moms? Do you have two moms? And I was like, oh, no, I mean one of the moms I babysit for. I don't have two moms. Actually, I don't have any moms because she's dead. And I was like, why did I just say that?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't wait for the next first date I go on where they're like, so tell me about your family. Where does your family live?
Oh.
Well, I know. I did get that as I babysat a family that I hadn't been with since I've been gone. I was in New Hampshire for so long, and then they just didn't need me. So a family that I haven't babysat in like a month and a half. And their kids, the two older girls, are like weirdly obsessed with death. And like, I don't know, they're just very curious, and it's not like they're not being mean spirited about it. But so, you know, I got them all to bed. This is great. I'm putting the 9-year-old, getting her ready to go to bed, and then she comes out with like so where's your family? And then she's like, you know what I mean? She's asking questions like she already knows. She's like, is your mom alive? I'm like, no. And she's like, what about your dad? And I was like, no.
Oh.
So what happened? But you know, and like, I'm trying to be as, you know, answer as childlike as possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so
and
it makes sense
also,
and it's
like,
not scary.
not
And
overstep your boundaries either.
right. Like, I'm not trying to tell her anything that's like scary.
I got asked by Keegan's my nephew, the other day why I had armpit hair.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, 'cause it grows there. He's like, are you a boy? No. And then what did he say? Why don't I have armpit hair? I'm like, 'cause you're a kid. I'm sitting here like, what are my boundaries here?
Right.
Like, what do his parents
Oh, I know, right?
want to talk about things like not following gender roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I could go into it.
Right.
But...
I know. And that's the funny thing is because like I do go back and forth with that, whether it's like, yeah, I want kids to know my beliefs, because at the end of the day, I feel like my beliefs are the best beliefs. But it was so fun. I was playing My Little Pony with a girl I babysit the other day. She's 5, and we had the little ponies, and they're all girls, right? So she wanted to have a My Little Pony marriage, and she's like, so we're gonna say this one's a boy. And I was like, you know that doesn't have to be a boy, that 2 girls can get married, right? And she was like, well, they can't. And I was like, no, but they can. And she's like, well, they can't. They can't. I was like, so you're saying they can't in Equestria? Because that's where My Little Ponies live, in Equestria. And she's like, yes, it's not allowed in Equestria. And I was like, well, can my pony lobby to change the laws of Equestria? I'm like literally having this conversation with a 5-year-old. And I was like, I think my pony would like to change the laws in Equestria so that 2 girl ponies can get married. And she was like, well, we're not playing that right now. We're just playing, this pony's a boy. And I was like, okay, fine. But I was like, you know that in real life, 2 boys can get married and 2 girls can get married, right? You know that, right? And she was like, yes, I know that. But for these ponies, right now, it's not allowed. And I was like, okay, great. Just making sure, Christ. But then it was funny because one of my Facebook friends, he said that, I haven't seen this episode, but he said that there are 2 girl ponies on My Little Pony that are dating. Stay mad about it.
Oh.
So, and that's when I prompted him. I was like, oh my God, I just had this conversation. So gay marriage is legal in Equestria. Oh my God. So basically, once I see that 5-year-old, oh boy, she better sit the fuck down, because get ready, girlfriend. Ooh, it's legal, and ooh, it's happening. I'll have to find that episode in particular and make her watch it.
Just be like, you want to watch the My Little Pony today?
I've got a special episode for you to watch.
In your face, 6-year-old.
I told you, bitch. I told you. 2 girl ponies can get married in Equestria.
All right, we've kind of gone completely away from the episode at this point. We're both guilty.
But I will say that has pertained to Happy Pride.
Yeah.
My pony wants to change the laws of Equestria.
It's a kind of a interesting homophobic angle to this episode during Pride.
Yeah. I'm just going to put it out there that my pony, Princess Celestia, she's probably going to become a Congress horse. A Congress pony, I guess. They're all ponies. That's it. She'll become the first Congress pony to lobby for gay marriage. Thanks for listening, guys, and thanks for being patient with us and waiting for us as we deal with our life's problems. And join us next week, hopefully, whenever we record. Join us for the next episode. How about that? Which we'll be talking about season 2, episode 5, #Throwback Thursday.
Oh,
can't wait.
Yeah, so what should we slightly spoil it that next week we're going to have a Next Generation reunion?
Woo! I can't wait.
All right, well, yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. And if you'd like to follow us on social media, we're across social media at A Social Disease.
Woo!
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And once again, we're your hosts, Jesse Mack.
And Carly Jo Gear.
And this has been A Social Disease Podcast.
Thanks for listening.